Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
Because I'm all about staying rational, but it's tough to stay rational when it feels like your world's on fire. So,
Oh, 100%,
yeah.
100%. There's Dr. Andrew Huberman of Stanford Labs talks about this, where, if you ever, watch a child on the tail end of a temper tantrum or something like that, or that,
Yep.
right? It's called a physiological sigh. And that's actually a really great, those two double inhales and a long exhale is a great way to keep your heart rate down while you're running. Sometimes if I find myself creeping up into that zone where I don't want to be, I'm leaving zone 2 and I'm entering the gray zone, I'll get a couple.
Yeah.
That pulls us down. Again, so a lot of this is emotion. Some of this is rational. A lot of it is just science, right? We breathe in, we breathe out. A bunch of stuff happens inside.
Yeah.
To make it very simple. And that breath is a really core element of maintaining our physiological state.
Yeah. And that's actually a really good comparison too, because I work with kids. I work with autistic kids, very prone to tantrums. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Because like the heavy panic breathing and then just that, 2 inhales and an exhale. And that kind of seems to reset them. Yeah.
Exactly. And it might not be the best thing to say to your partner in the middle of a fight, but just like, hey, relax, take a breath, right?
Yeah.
People
love hearing that.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And if you can get behind if you can get beyond the negative sentiments of that or whatever, and just okay.
Yeah. And it also goes well with like, you could go political with this because when you think of the word debate, you automatically think political, but debate means like to battle with. Meanwhile, like conversation is, I think, like to turn with. And I think that's another way of like rephrasing things too, where like you're right, most people do just need to relax and take a chill pill in whichever manner they can find one. And yeah, I think breath work obviously makes a lot more sense with having conversations too and being able to hear each other instead of just shouting at each other.
Exactly. And breath work is it's a buzz term, right? And there are styles of breath work that are upregulating and sympathetic nervous system, like I guess generating. I know I kind of lost it there, but Wim Hof breathing, for example.
I was thinking that.
Like you're gonna get jacked up real quick doing 30 breaths. 1 minute later, you are fired up, right? Versus that box breathing, for example, which is a concept taught by Mark Devine of SealFit, where it's think of a box in your screen. We can follow the zoom square, and it's 3 seconds up, 3-second hold.
Yep.
3-second exhale, 3-second hold at the bottom of the breath. You do that 5 times in a calendar minute, and again, it's an automatic downshift, no matter where you are, no matter what you're thinking about, no matter how stressed you are, right? And we all have the abilities to take a breath. I'll tell a story from a good friend of mine named Brian. He was a EOD guy, so he's a special forces guy, and he's that film Hurt Locker, where the guys that are in there like defusing the bombs, like that was him. He was dropped in with special forces teams out in Iraq, and they've got an IED is out there, and he's the guy that goes in there with the suit and cuts the green wire versus the blue wire or whatever. Right? So crazy, obviously you have to be in control of your breath in those situations, right?
Yeah.
But he tells a story of when he did his first parachute jump, his first dive out of the military. So he got out of the military, he went to skydive San Diego, and he's out there, and he didn't need to do the tandem jump because he, hey, here's my badge, I've got over 100 jumps as, special forces adjacent, guy. And so they're like, cool, you're good. Here's your pack. You get in the airplane, you're up and running, yada, yada, and get in the air. It's 12,000 feet, jumps out, free fall. It's beautiful. He sees the Pacific. He sees, the land, yada, yada, checks his watch. Oh, about time to pull the parachute. And he grasps across his chest to grasp the parachute pull, and nothing happens. Goes again, nothing happens. Pulls again, nothing happens. Looks at his watch. Time's a ticking. Starts to panic, looking around. He's like, what the hell? What the hell? What's going on? Right.
Yeah.
And he is literally free falling to his death. And he has enough time. He goes, Brian, take a breath. I'm in a civilian rig, not a military rig, you idiot. You know, and he reaches behind him, which is where the civilian rig thing is, and boom, pulls the parachute, and yep, there it is. You know, parachute goes up, didn't malfunction, it was totally fine. But he had, you know, based on his training, he was doing one thing when he, okay, take the breath, analyze the situation. This is actually what I need to do. And that one breath saved his life.
Yeah.
Period. You know, and I think all of us can be in situations where we can take that breath and address the situation a little bit differently.